Welcome back to CHOWTIME Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from the Modern King. When you spend your baby daddy's sport money on your hair, so it's basically free haircut. Or you just stole money from your child.
I divorced my high school sweetheart after 5 years of marriage and 4 babies.
He hasn't asked or said anything.
5 years of marriage and 4 babies? You guys were at it.
It's none of his business what I do. None. No.
When she forgets that she asked you to install a dash cam in her car.
I'm not going to tell him. He doesn't need to know.
If you want to destroy a culture, let young women be the influencers to set the culture. And I know you're not supposed to say that, and now I used to be on the internet, but it's true. If you want to have a ruined culture, let the youngest, least mature women have the highest influence. And that's the world that we live in. We live in a day that beats men down. It doesn't build them up. It teaches women to be independent, not in love, live a life separated from God and from their father and from their husband, and the result is misery.
So let me get this straight. So many modern day women think that they're the prize because basically they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills.
How many times we hear, oh, I pay my own bills, I got a career, I have my own place. Those are the 3 basic things of an adult.
Congratulations for paying your electric bill. I guess that means you deserve princess treatment. Meanwhile, these women are ill-mannered, don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to take constructive criticism, they only know how to focus on negative behaviors instead of positive behaviors, they have unhealed trauma that they constantly project onto other people, they're selfish and entitled and expect everyone to cater to them while they give nothing in return, they have poor time management, they don't have any priorities in place, they don't know how to focus, they don't know what they really want in life, which is why they dabble in everything and sleep around.
They do dabble in everything, don't they? They'll try everything once, right?
Prefer negative attention rather than no attention at all. Their idea of positive friendships is how many followers they have, and their reputation online is more important than who they are in real life. Dismissive to anybody's feelings or opinions if it doesn't validate them. They bully people while simultaneously preaching women empowerment, but yet they have so much to bring to the table because they're a functioning adult and they pay their bills. Make that make sense.
She hit the nail on the head with that one. Boop. A lot of modern women demand everything under the sun, while offering nothing but problems, and then complain that men aren't willing to tolerate their games anymore.
You know, it's like that meme, I want problems. Always. I think women took that meme to heart. I think that all men are like that. When she forgets to ask that you installed the dash cam thing again.
She gets up.
Yeah.
So she has no idea that I've got Mike does. I've left a couple times and he's been awake out in the backyard, and he's woken up. I've come home and he's awake and he's in the garage or something like that. So I know he knows I'm still gone when he wakes up. Right. He hasn't asked or said anything. It's none of his business what I do. None.
No.
I'm not going to tell him. He doesn't need to know. And
for any of his business, you're Tracy's.
right.
And even that's none of his business.
Right. Like, he doesn't need to know where I'm going. None. Like, I leave the house all the time. Like, because I'll go and see Anthony, and, like, during the week, I'll just go over to his house and say hi. I'll only be over there for, like, 40 minutes, and then I'll come home or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just leave.
Diabolical. Maybe we all should install dash cams on our girls' cars.
Not only does she cheat on him, but she also talks about him disrespectfully with her friends behind his back.
Yep.
Something tells me her friend is also single, as she endorses her cheating on her husband, while stating it's none of his business who she is seeing on the side. Thankfully, the now ex-wife wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, and said all of that on a dashcam she forgot about, or didn't think he had access to.
Okay, so this is something that I honestly been pondering on actually for a few years now.
Women admits that women being evil, fact or cap?
I remember what the Bible said about women and you know, like the evil spirit, what the Bible says about the Jezebel spirit, and, you know, things I see that women do, things I know and her that women do. The paternity issue, how these women lay next to a man for years, looking a kid in the eyes for years, knowing there's no relation. How good men get stoned.
It is a pretty diabolical move, right? To know that that's not his kids, but to keep going through life as nothing's happened. Yeah, pretty evil.
Out how kids are just used for a check. I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil. Like,
I don't think they're pure evil, but left to their own devices, they lean that way.
I really think women are just pure evil. Women are naturally evil beings, I believe. And only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish gimme, I want that type of way about me. So about people, period, but especially women. So if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and address it. And so I've noticed that the women who say they're the dopest, they're the this, they're the that, are usually the worst, because you have to acknowledge the beast in you in order to tame it.
Correct.
And so I really just think most women are naturally evil, period.
I want to disagree, because I don't think anybody in the world is really just naturally evil. They kind of just become one, right? They learn through things. Sometimes their brain is a little messed up. Maybe a few people are naturally evil. I don't think everyone is, or all women or all men or anything. It's just left to their devices. Remember, when there's no consequences to most people's actions, people do what they want. Right? That's the major problem nowadays, because women just don't have consequences to their actions. Us men have always had the consequences, so we know how to operate in the world, or else we go to jail.
I think they're evil. And not even just how they deal with men and kids makes them evil, but how they deal with each other. Women are so jealous, deceptive, conniving. Like, you can just feel the...
And it's funny, because when you talk to women and tell them, like you tell them how women operate with each other, they know it in their brains, but they're never going to acknowledge it because it puts women in a bad light. So they're like, no, women are the best.
Evil when you are in the presence of certain women. You can walk in a room and you just feel the daggers. You just feel that demonic spirit. Women are evil. I don't care what nobody say. Women are untrustworthy, deceitful, demonic beings. I said what I said.
This stems from them refusing to take accountability. As we saw here, women who acknowledge these things can call it out and keep it in check. But ones that refuse to take any amount of accountability because they don't believe anything they do is wrong, let these behaviors run unchecked. A lack of accountability is the #1 reason for most bad behaviors we see.
It's the lack of consequences, which is the lack of accountability, right? Accountability is someone holding themselves accountable. No, society needs to hold people accountable. That's the consequence part.
My high school sweetheart after 5 years of marriage and 4 babies. And I recently started dating. And let me tell you something that I've noticed we do. Myself and several of my friends have gotten out of either marriages or long-term relationships.
Shocker.
That were abusive, either physically, emotionally, verbally, toxic. Maybe the partner didn't hold their weight, whatever. I'm not just speaking to my experience. And I've noticed something, that we start dating and we meet someone and they're doing the bare minimum and we think it's everything.
This is another narrative that's just getting old.
It really
how
is.
the does it take you 5 years, but not only 5 years, okay, you're kind of dumb, you're naive, you don't know any better, but 4 children? So he was toxic and abusive and all of these things for 5 years, and you still decided to pop out 4 children with him. Like, make that make sense. Like, is it one of those situations where you think that a baby is going to make the relationship better? But then what gets me is You literally tell on yourselves because then you say you have a bunch of friends that are going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. And what do you
With the exact same type of men going through the abuse, physically, mentally. Like, what are you guys talking about?
think that is?
And it's just like they're saying, like, men can physically abuse women and never have any consequences. Girl, he touches you, you call the cops, he goes to jail immediately. Like, women love to play this victim card when they never actually use any law enforcement to protect themselves. They just say these things. Why? Because they're lies.
Y'all are in each other's ears talking about how miserable you all are. One person will say, oh, my husband's manipulative. So what does that do? You start to think, oh, maybe my husband is manipulative too. So you start seeing him as a liar, a cheater, doesn't tell the truth, is a horrible person because all of your friends are also in your ear. But not only that is your friends, once they become single, will then make you think that the grass is greener on the other side. So you all end up divorced, miserable, and unhappy, supposedly because
a cohort of just single moms
of a toxic relationship. If it's so toxic, then why did you have 4 children? Why didn't you stop at 1 child? Because you knew long before you had baby 2, 3, and 4 that he was toxic. And then you all get online and talk about the bare minimum this and the bare minimum that and the dating scene sucks, but what have you actually done to heal yourself other than break up your family and talk on the internet? Like, really? And the funny thing about it is you're going to actually expect somebody else who's not the father of your children to take on 4 kids willingly. Like, what delusional world are y'all living in? And
not this world, that's for
if
sure.
he has kids of his own, guess what? You end up with like 6 kids. Like, it's just freaking wild to continuously come on the internet and talk about how abusive somebody is when you chose to have 4 children with him. You have friends that are divorced and miserable, and y'all are doing the same, expecting a different result. Okay, bye.
Woo! Hell yeah.
Do you guys remember the viral video of the woman that was ending her marathon? Like, she was almost to the finish line, and then her kids came running at her, and the dad was like behind the gate, and he allowed the kids to go running towards her, and then she like ignored them and kept on running, and then everyone started stitching that video and started hating on the dad for allowing the kids to go.
It's the dad's fault, huh? Always the dad's fault.
Run towards the mom and like ruin her moment. Yeah, well, if you didn't remember, I'm reminding you.
Pick up your hand and hit a man, and the man gives you exactly the same thing back. Don't be surprised that you're on the floor and he wasn't. He's a man.
Do you think it's okay?
But it kind of shows how selfish women really are. Instead of sharing that moment with your children and going in with your children, no, you want that moment all to yourself. And to revel in your own accomplishment or your own whatever it is, and just ignore your children and act like a bitch.
For a man to hit a woman?
It's never okay. It's never okay. However, there are some situations where I could see how it got there, but it shouldn't get there because you should be able to walk away. You should have the gumption to walk away. How?
All this should.
However, as a woman, the moment you lift up your hand and box a man, to me is fair game. If I take up my hand and punch my man in the eye and he does that back, how dare I say anything?
But he's got more strength.
Why did you hit him then? So the same logic.
Again, yeah. So you know he's stronger, but you hit him. Why?
I told you that he's got more strength. It's the same logic that should say, I should put my hands down here. Because if I hit him and he hits me back,
but
I might sleep.
Hitting the man, like, come on, they can hold it. No. That's what I'm just...
Oh, so we can hold it, but you seem to never be able to hold it because you guys are usually the ones that hit us first. We should be able to control our emotions and our physicality, but you just get to do whatever the hell you want. The shitty double standards of modern shitty women.
Dude, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay, but why should
That's it, even though you're not the devil.
Definitely. Why should he have to?
No, but some would say that.
Remember earlier when I said the bad behavior we see directly stems from a lack of accountability?
Oh yeah. I mean, imagine if women hit men and men just smacked them right back every single time. Women would learn very, very quickly.
This video is a perfect example
Sean
of it.
Connery.
No one should hit anyone, man or woman. But if a
Agreed.
woman strikes a man, you cannot play victim when he does the same thing back. Too many of them want to be able to do anything they want without consequence. And any time they see consequences for their actions, they start malfunctioning and coming up with illogical reasons as to why it's okay for them to do something, but not okay for the same thing to be done to them in return.
They make cans of pickles so hard to open. Like, it's almost impossible to get the damn can opener on the top of the freaking pickle can. But I have a solution for you. I realized this tool is a multi-tool, right? So instead of trying to do this or, you know, trying to get it around the lip, it's freaking impossible. It drives me nuts. But you see this? I had no idea that this was for pickle cans. Watch. You gotta get it just right. You have to just give it a minute, get it right on the lip, and it will come right off. You just any camera on the lip. Look.
I mean, if you can't open it the traditional way, you gotta figure out something.
And then it's just so stupid.
Or you just don't know that pickle jars have threads and an actual lid, not... What?
I just feel like I pour them just into these because there's no way to get the top back on. So I just pour them back into these and then it just makes it easier every time you open after that. So follow me for some more tips and tricks.
Strong and independent don't need no man. But can't seem to open and close a pickle jar properly. Like, you don't even know the basic mechanics of jars. What the hell's going on here? Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. If I catch you guys next time, ciao.